Hello, everybody, and welcome. Thank you for joining me today on a Thursday afternoon. If you have had a week like mine, it has been busy, but busy sometimes is really good. So I want to thank you for joining me today as we are talking about a session. We're talking about content that's going to make a true impact in your business. Now, as we're going to be talking about social, among other things in marketing, if you want to, throughout the presentation, take a quick little selfie and let everybody know that you are leveling up your marketing. You are dedicated to your business and you are taking it to the next level. Make sure you upload that and tag me at Ideas for Real Estate on my favorite platform, especially Instagram. And today we are talking about how to thrive in a shifting market with a 3-part marketing plan. And if it sounds good with you guys, I'm going to dive right into the content because I have a lot to share with you today. It's not fluff. There's a lot of real examples. So I will let you know. I advise you, have a pen and paper handy. If you're a digital person, make sure you have a document open because there are going to be some great ideas in here. Don't feel shy if you want to take a screenshot or take a picture as well so you can refer back to the ideas that you hear. And let's be honest, let's start off this conversation and recognize a fact of something we are all dealing with. And that is there is a lot going on in the market. There's a lot going on in the real estate market, right? I have been in real estate for a long time. I'm actually getting close to a decade just in real estate marketing. And I remember the end of 2019, we were looking so forward into 2020. I remember saying to people, 2020, it's just got that ring to it, right? And then 2020 is happening. We all were there, or you might have been there, but not in real estate yet. But you know the feeling of what was going to happen. And we didn't know that people were going to actually start buying more real estate, that the market was going to be hotter. But then we didn't know that everything was going to happen the way it is. And now we're here today, getting ready to actually close out this year in 2022. We have everything going on with interest rates, inflation, demand, inventory is changing. There's a lot going on in the market. And if you're like me, you're probably learning. I know you're learning because you're here today trying to better yourself. So you're learning, you're analyzing, and you're watching predictions. What are those real estate economists saying? Everybody wants to know what's to come. That's that $1,000,000 question. We all want to know what's going to go on in the future so that I can better plan, so that I can be more prepared, so that I can better take care of my customers. But really, we want to know what's to come so that you can continue to be successful with your business, right? We have to have a roof over our head. We need to have our lives, and we want to know what's to come. But the thing is, we cannot control the real estate market. We just can't. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. There's going to be a lot going on that is totally out of your control. You can't control what's going on with inflation. You can't control what's going on with mortgage rates. You can't control the entire buyer demand. You can't control that. But what you can control is your marketing. You are in absolute, complete control of your marketing. You're in control of how you show up every day, how you take that dedication and pour it into your business, how you position yourself for success, and more importantly, how you proactively leverage marketing in your business. That is going to be key. And I like to start all of my trainings and just take a little quick sentiment soundboard of what's going on in the room. You know, maybe you are newer in the industry, maybe you're more experienced in the industry, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have it all figured out when it comes to marketing. So I want to know, how confident are you currently feeling right here today? How are you currently feeling in your marketing? So if I have 3 doors right in front of you, are you door number 1? You're not really confident. Maybe you are not really sure what to do, or you just don't have a solid plan moving forward. Maybe you're bouncing from idea to idea. You don't have that clear direction. Are you more door 2? Maybe you're somewhat confident. You're really working on implementing different things, trying plans and systems and marketing strategies, but what you're doing, you know, could be improved. Or are you door 3? You are just feeling super confident, you are doing it all right, but you're looking for that little bit of an extra edge. And I'm just going to check the comments here because it looks like most people in the beginning were door 1. And that's, you're in the right place if you're door 1. I've got a couple of door 2s and one door 3. So most people are not really confident. And maybe you're not confident because you don't know what's to come, or maybe you're not confident because you never really figured out marketing in general. You haven't figured out a process that works for you, for your business on one hand, and also for your life. So we're going to be talking about this today. Today, I'm going to help you focus. There's so much moving and going on. I'm going to help you narrow that focus. And if we haven't met yet, hello there. Hi, I am Heather Colby. You might have seen me maybe on Instagram, maybe you listen to my podcast, maybe you've seen me on Inman News, or you've seen me speaking at different places. And I have to say, real estate for me is something that is just such a part of my life. It's my passion, something I've devoted my life and business to. So you know who you're learning from. I am the founder and owner of Ideas for Real Estate. I host a top-ranked podcast for realtors. You might have seen me around. I've been a real estate marketer since 2014. I'm actually an award-winning real estate marketer, and I'm a former brokerage chief marketing and tech officer. That's a mouthful. And now my focus and what I'm really excited about is the marketing suite, which is my monthly membership full of trainings, content, and more, because I was always looking for a place, a one-stop shop where agents could go and get everything they need for their marketing. So that's just a little bit about me, because as we're talking about marketing, I want you to know that you can trust in me when it comes to real estate marketing, because I have done it all. I really have. From your traditional sales techniques to some of the things like postcards. How are we doing lead nurturing? How are we doing cold leads? I've done that type of marketing. I've done all the digital marketing, all the social media marketing, content, video, everything that you can think of. I've experimented with it all, so you don't have to. I continue to try things out to figure out what works so that you can be the most efficient with your time. And today, I'm sharing my best practices so you can thrive, like I promised at the beginning of this training. And I want to take you quickly through what we're going to be talking about today. And we're going to start by looking at today's market and customer. Whenever we're talking marketing, we don't want to hop right to the marketing. We always want to start with that customer, where they're coming from. That is crucial in our marketing. Then we're going to move into the 3-part marketing system. This is where you're going to be wanting to take a lot of notes. We're going to talk about how to implement your plan. I have been to so many real estate trainings over the years, and I would often see agents walk out the door excited, motivated, and inspired, but I would less see agents actually take action on what they learn. And that's not what I want from you today. I'm also going to share with you more on how I can help you do it well. And then at the end, we're going to have a Q&A. So if I'm talking throughout this entire presentation, if something pops into your mind, you want me to address it later, pop it into the chat, because my marketing manager will be organizing that for me. So at the end, I'll have it all in one handy place on my iPad so that I can answer it. And at the very end, I'll also share how you can get your Show Up Live bonus that I promised. And when it comes to this training, I just want you to know that when it's training with me, you can expect a lot of energy. And I don't want you sleeping on me. I don't want this to be something that's like a chore for you, but you're looking to learn. I also want there always to be content that is valuable. You're not rolling your eyes thinking, you know what, that was just fluff. It was a waste of my time. And you, just like you are entrepreneurs, right? You are an entrepreneur as a real estate professional, as a realtor, as an agent, and you're constantly talking to people about real estate to grow your business, and you're encouraged to do that. So I ask just for a second of your time that I will do the same and share how I can help you. But the vast majority of this presentation is going to be full of valuable info. So let's begin with today's market and customer. And one exercise that I like to do when it comes to real estate marketing is to pretend, hey, not in real estate. I want you to take that real estate cap off, put it aside, pretend you are somebody who has no real estate background. And I want you to head to Google. Have you ever done that? It can be very eye-opening. And I have done this so many times. Oh my gosh, I would say 1,000 times at this point. And very recently, I went to Google and I typed in Florida real estate market because I'm here in the Orlando area. And I typed in Florida real estate market because I want to see what people are seeing. Because when people have questions, they might not be going to you. They might not be going to you yet. They're heading to Google, they're talking to their friends, and it's important that we know the questions they're having and the information they're getting back because it can be very surprising. So, Florida real estate market. Woo, here are some of the things that popped right up at the top. And it says, inflation crushed Central Florida home buyers. Wow. It also says the housing market used to be the hottest in the country. Now the wild party is cooling off. So this is what people are seeing. They're also looking at information like this. Will the housing market crash? Here's what experts predict. And then Google wants to suggest more for me. So it's suggesting things like certain markets, California, Idaho, Florida, most susceptible to what doom and gloom is that? Will the housing market crash? Experts give their 5-year predictions. Here's one I really like. When will the housing market crash? It's just assuming that it's going to happen. And maybe some of this information is accurate, maybe it's totally not accurate, but this is what people are getting. They're viewing headlines and then they are making assumptions from that. So that's where they're coming from. And you can see a lot of these headlines really lead from a place of fear, which is very common in our media now. And this is the information that your potential customers are getting. There's a resource. This is something you should jot down really quickly. There's a resource that I highly recommend called Answer the Public. And what this does is it's a search tool where you can go in and type in a phrase, so things that people are searching online, and then you can see what the most popular answers are that people are searching for, the most popular search phrases that people are searching for. So when we think about people heading online to search for terms like homes for sale in a market, the real estate market, in this example, I'm going to show you Florida real estate. I have looked at this data so many times. And most of the time people when they Google Florida real estate, they're looking at Florida real estate. Where's the best place to buy Florida real estate? How much is Florida real estate? What's it like to relocate to Florida real estate? They're asking questions like that. That is what I typically see. But I'm going to show you now. This is a search I just ran a couple of days ago, what people are searching for now. These are the most popular searches. That means most people are heading to Google and this is what they're typing in. They're asking, are Florida real estate prices dropping? Are Florida real estate prices going down? Is Florida real estate in a bubble? That's a good one. Is Florida real estate hot? Will Florida real estate market crash, go back up, keep going down? Are prices going to go down in 2023? How is the Florida real estate market? This is a great outlook of sentiment and what people are curious about, what their concerns are, what they're worrying about when it comes to real estate in our market. A year ago, 2 years ago, this is not what this looked like at all. It was more of what you would expect. Best places to live in Florida, neighborhoods to look at, price ranges. It would be more information like that. They are specifically asking what is going on in the market because they're not feeling confident. I also want to draw your attention to just one little blue arrow. There's actually a lot of examples here. But as everything is going on in the market itself for you guys from a real estate agent perspective is getting more competitive. People are Googling how to get the Florida real estate license. The other half of those questions actually are about getting into the real estate business. So you're in a landscape where people aren't really sure what's going on. You have more people who are trying to get in and take advantage of the opportunity of real estate because there's still opportunity. And I think it's so important that you look at this information and you have it. For one, it's great content ideas. When we're thinking about social media content, when we're thinking about how you can position yourself as an expert, you can answer these questions. Are Florida real estate prices dropping? Well, let me give you the data. Will the Florida real estate market crash? Well, here's what expert real estate economists are thinking, not just me, myself, and here's what I'm seeing. How is the Florida real estate market? Well, here is how it is. Not just my opinion, but also backed by data. So this is valuable information so you can be meeting people where they are. And just this quick exercise, it will show you the top questions people have and how this has changed. If you think about, if you've been in the industry for a while, how that's changed, it also shows you the information people are getting back. It's very important. Sometimes, because we are in the real estate industry, we see a lot of what other realtors are posting, what brokerages are sharing, what the industry leaders are saying. But your average person is not as engaged and connected to all those people. So this is the type of information that they're getting back. And like I mentioned, is great content ideas for your marketing. So whenever we move forward with marketing, I always want you to be thinking about that customer. Where are they looking to go? What are their goals? What are their challenges? And how can I be there for them? I'm not waiting for them to bring this up. I am being proactive about it to begin with, because people will always have questions. Like I said, I've run that exercise so many times, I can't even tell you. And there have always been questions. It's just now the questions have changed. And more than ever, they need somebody that they can trust. They need a local real estate advisor that's going to be there to guide them today and tomorrow. And you'll notice that I decided to say real estate advisor, not salesperson, but advisor. We're creating trust, and that's what people need. So today I'm going to share with you your 3-part marketing system and how we do that with modern and digital strategies. There's a lot of different things that you can do in marketing, but specifically, I'm going to talk about modern digital strategies because they are more scalable, more efficient. You can only door knock on so many doors in an hour, but you can hit a lot more people on social media, email marketing, and different digital marketing techniques. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And it starts with one of my favorite things in marketing, and that is personal branding. Personal branding has always been important, but it's so important now. And if you're newer, you're not as familiar with personal branding, I want you to think about personal branding as not something that's a logo, something that's a color, something where you maybe filled out an exercise to create a slogan. I don't want you to think about branding that way. I want you to think about branding as being essentially who you are. Your real estate brand is who you are, how you're presenting yourself, how you make people feel. Do they feel secure with you? Do they feel like they can trust you? Do they feel energized by you? What people think of you. So that reputation is a huge part of your brand. And then why people think that way. And this is interesting because the why you are in complete control of. You can position yourself, whether you're a new agent, you're breaking into a certain market, you want to emphasize something, you can position that, and that will form the why people think that way. Branding is a very powerful marketing tool when done right, because we want people to remember and recognize you. We always want that in real estate, remember and recognize you. But I want to go beyond that. I want them to not say, oh, like old school, they had a picture on a bus bench. I want them to say, real estate, there's a real estate need. My friend needs to buy. I have a question. You are not just an agent, you are the person to help them. And we also want to use that branding to pull people in, to attract your ideal customer to you. So thinking about things that are changing in the market, who is that ideal customer that you want to work with? I'm sure there is still somebody out there that you would like to bring in, and your branding can help you do that. And it's so important in today's market because we want people to turn to you for their real estate needs and not Google, like I showed you, and not their so-and-so. I like to quote it. So-and-so told me now's not a good time to buy. So-and-so told me that they sold their house for this. So-and-so said I should work with this person. I'm sure you have all met so-and-sos or heard of so-and-sos when it comes to real estate. Oh, you get so frustrated. That person listed their home with so-and-so who's not as experienced as me, and I could have done a better job, and it's frustrating. So we don't want to have the so-and-sos. We want you, and we can do that through your marketing, because branding actually creates connections. When you do branding well, it's not just visual recognition, it's getting people to start that relationship with you. It's a bridge. People are getting to know you. So if you're on the training here today, you have probably experienced my branding. Maybe you follow me on Instagram, you listen to the podcast, you've been to my website, and you've gotten to know me a little bit more. And hey, I'm here on camera today. This is all part of branding, showing up, being my authentic self, and serving others. That's branding. And one of the best places to do that to this day, even with changes happening, is on social. But the key to this is it's not just creating lots of social graphics with your logo. It's showing up on social and not being afraid to share who you are, to be on camera, to be on video, to let people have that emotional connection. People are not going to have an emotional connection with a picture of a house and a logo. People are going to remember you, want to work with you. So I encourage you to be you. Do not be afraid if you have to get out of your comfort zone a little. So if you want to get out there and shoot a video is one of the best ways to brand yourself and start forming connections because people hear you, they see you, they have that emotional response. And now we have Reels, we have TikToks. The short form video content can be very fun. Sometimes it can be frustrating. I can definitely say that, but there are so many creative ways that you can even use Reels. So in this example, I always point the wrong way. In this example, this is a reel of me for personal branding to let people know, hey, this is what I know. I'm not just nobody off the street, but this is how I can help. And I will admit right now, when it comes to Reels, I am not the best person to point on time, to remember the choreographed dance. It's challenging for me. I have a much easier time to just record a 1-minute video and I will get it done on the first take, but I will spend an hour trying to snap and tune. That's not me. So you can figure out what works for you. And in this video, it's kind of fun. If you go back and watch it on my Instagram, it's pinned to the top. It's just Liam Neeson talking. And then it pops up some of my skills, my experience. It's establishing authority, but also connection in a fun way. And don't be afraid to try things like that, to show up on stories. If you want an easy thing, to show up on stories right now, because stories are a more organic, natural way for you to brand yourself and to create connections. If you want a quick story right now, take a little selfie of yourself and share on stories what you're doing. Or maybe when this training is over, hop on stories, maybe put it really out there, record a little video with a best tip that you learned or how you're going to be serving your customers better. These are easy ways. You have this free tool. You really do when it comes to social media. It just takes the effort. Sometimes you have to shake it out, get out of your comfort zone and give it a try. Another way to incorporate branding on social is to use branding images, and I'll get into that later. But above all, we want to share posts that can create connections, and connections start person to person. So share that valuable content. Think about those questions people are asking. What are they looking to learn more about? Answer them, and that will brand you as a trusted expert in your local market. You're not saying, hey, I'm a realtor, work with me. Hey, did you know I could help you buy or sell? Or you start to be kind of annoying and salesy. Instead, you're saying, oh, you wanted to learn about this? Oh, this was something you were concerned about? Well, here is the information, and it's branding you. And I'm going to walk you through some post ideas to help you with that as well. Now, this is a post idea that is not new, okay? The market update, and totally not a new post idea. But I'm going to share with you how you can do it a little bit differently, because remember, there were a lot of questions about the market. So this is a carousel. So if you saw this on social, you would swipe through to see the different posts. And let's take a look at the first picture and why this works. The first reason that this works is the main image is not a picture of a house or a picture of a neighborhood. It's you. So that's further positioning you as that knowledgeable expert. It's also speaking clearly to the people in your market and the things that they're worried about. It says the market's changing. So let's look at the data for, and then you would have had your community, your area, your city name there, and see exactly what's going on with real estate in our local area. So you're going to show and you're going to explain it to them. And then when we get into the actual market data, remember when I told you to take your real estate hat off? It's important we continue to do this. I see a lot of agents share market update information on social. That's great content. But the thing is, the average person has no idea what those terms mean. Average days on the market, maybe they could kind of figure that out, but they see things like absorption rate, months of inventory. People have no idea if they're not in real estate, what that means and why it matters. So when we're sharing the data right here, we've got average days on market, how long that is. I want you to provide background and context. So what is days on market? So this has a definition there, and then it shares why it matters. So this is the information that we have. This is the data, and here's how it could impact you as a homeowner, as a potential buyer, as a potential seller. This is why it matters. This goes above and beyond, and this is what positions you as that local expert. So if you get anything out of this training, if you're sharing market data, you need to explain it more. If you're not confident with covering market data, you can use templates like the one I provided here that have prompts that can tell you to fill it in. But you can go out and you can watch other trainings. You can take trainings from NAR. You can see if your local board has trainings and really get smart when it comes to the numbers. And then at the end, we've gone through all of the data. We still want to work on that branding. So this text right here, it encourages people to stay connected and why it's important in today's market. So it says, as the real estate market continues to evolve, it's important to have a trusted real estate advisor in your corner. I'm here to help you navigate the current market conditions with confidence. So it's not salesy. It's not saying, hey, now's the time to sell, now's the time to buy. It's I'm here for you. And it also has a call to action. What is that next step that we want people to take when they look at our post? Maybe those people aren't ready exactly to pick up the phone, call you and say, hey, come on over and list my house. So this one says, want to learn more about the market and how it could impact you? DM me any questions. So it's just a more casual, friendly way to encourage conversations. And we're going to talk about the power of conversations. Now, another post idea is this one, which is kind of fun. It reminds me of those magazines, if you ever used to fill those out, where you would circle your favorite things, take the quizzes. That's what it reminds me of. And it's talking about real estate. It still highlights that you're a real estate agent, but it's not annoying people. So it's a fun way to show off your personality and let people get to know you on social. Even though social has changed so much, at the core of social, we still want to know what's going on with other people. We're interested in other people. And this is a fun way for them to get to know you. And that's what we want. We want people to get to know you so that they want to work with you. So some more quick tips for showing off your brand on social are to schedule a pro or DIY photo shoot. This is key. I want to see more of you on social. I don't care if it's a photo shoot or a video shoot. That would be great too, but get it done. Put it on your calendar, schedule maybe a morning one day to get photos of yourself. You can work with a professional if that's something you want to invest in, or you can go the DIY route. I have to tell you guys, for so long, this is a pro photo. My husband would take my photos. My husband actually is a commercial agent. He's a hospitality broker, but he is not into social media. He's not on Facebook. He's not on Instagram. That is not his thing. But he would help me take my photos so that I would have content. And it's so important for you guys to have that because we're building your brand and we want to do it in your local community. So think about, what are the hot spots? What are those areas that really represent my market, and get some photos there. Schedule a time to go do it. And then as you get more used to doing that, you can do it more spontaneous. I don't recommend spontaneous to begin with because I want you to know that, because I want you to do it. But as you are out and about in the community, just get into the habit of snapping some pictures, filming some videos, get out in your market and share what you do. Make those connections. How many TV shows are there about agents that are reality life? People think, I had someone say in one of my trainings once, well, my life is boring. It's really not. It's actually very interesting to other people if you just share little snippets of it. This is a reel that I filmed, and you can tell this picture looks a lot different than that reel. Like, I barely have any makeup on. I got like a baseball cap and a sweater. I was just working in this cute little downtown area here in Orlando. And this is one of my best performing reels because it's raw, but it's informative and people are able to create connections. So get out there and get in your market and start creating that content. And another way that you can brand yourself too, when you have more images of yourself, is that you can leverage templates and prompts. I'm a big fan of not having to do everything on your own, okay? Because that's just way too difficult. You're not going to be able to do everything on your own. So take advantage of templates and prompts. So this template actually had a very pretty picture of like an interior with a chair, and it says mortgage rates on the rise. Pull up a chair and let's chat about it. You'll notice that more conversational language that people are interested in. But I just switched out the picture to a picture of me. So you can see how this brands it more. If I was an agent, it would be branding me more as the expert on that topic. And it's inviting people to learn more. And you can see I have a little thing right there that this is content actually from the marketing suite. But what I want you to do is focus on building your agent brand while you are still consistently sharing who you are. So we're building that brand, we're sharing who you are, and at the same time, helping your ideal customer. That's how you build branding that works for the future. That's how you do branding that attracts more customers. And that's how you build a brand to last. You aren't just focusing on yourself. How do I look in this picture? Is this the perfect color choice? No, we are always thinking back to that customer and how we can connect with them. So that's the first part. Write it down. Part 1, we are focused on your brand. Up next, we're moving into conversational marketing. If you haven't heard of conversational marketing, I will fill you in on it because it is one of my favorite aspects of marketing, one of my favorite strategies. So the goal of conversational marketing is to actually further develop relationships. And we know how essential relationships are in real estate because relationships lead to business. Repeat, referral, new customers, it all starts with relationships. And we can do that with conversational strategies. So I like to call it strategically and authentically chatting. So we are being real ourselves talking, but we're doing it strategically and it's not selling. So this is another thing that people really like when it comes to marketing. Because if you're somebody who maybe don't like more pushy sales tactics, this is something that you might find might vibe with you a little bit better. And why we want it in today's market is, of course, repeat and referral business. We are always looking for that. But I want you to be there. If people are thinking about real estate, if they have a need, they know somebody else who has a need, you are there for them in a shifting market, in whatever kind of market we have. And my favorite thing I always say, because it is true, conversations lead to closings. Think about the real estate process. Think about a real estate transaction. This is not something that happens because you're scrolling at home late at night and you buy something that pops up on an Instagram ad. It's a lot bigger than that. So conversations lead to closings. So let's start with the conversations when it comes to our marketing. And one easy place to do this that is actually a forgotten opportunity is email marketing. When was the last time you thought about email marketing? And people are surprised to hear often that email marketing still works. Now, I have looked at email marketing statistics so many times as a professional marketer. I've been in real estate about 9 years now. I've been a professional marketer even longer. So I've been looking at these stats a long time. And these seriously surprised me. These are new. 77% of marketers have seen an increase in email engagement over the last 12 months. How many times have you heard recently that marketing of any kind has gotten better engagement? It's definitely more challenging to get people engaged with you on social than it used to be. It's more challenging to get views on your YouTube videos than it used to be. So to say that email marketers have seen an increase in engagement by 77%, that is huge. And that is power that you have. Another stat, 99% of email users check their inbox every day, with some checking it 20 times a day. So we think about marketing, we want to be where our customers are, and they are on email. You as an agent, you are probably on email quite a lot during the day, checking in to see what's going on. If you work at maybe an office job, you might have your email open literally all day on your desktop computer. So it's a place where you can directly connect with somebody. It's not a place like, let's say, social or YouTube, where there's TikTok, where there's so much other stuff going on. It's a place where you can reach out and get somebody. And interestingly enough, because a lot of people used to think that email marketing was lame, that people didn't like it, 74% of boomers think that email is the most personal channel. 72% of Gen X, 64 of millennials, that's me, and 60% of those cool Gen Zers still think that email marketing is the most personal channel. Would you have thought that? That all the different options that you have out there, that people think email marketing is the most personal? So I want you to ask yourself, have you been tapping into the power of email? Because I bet the answer is no. And here is another thing. Most other agents aren't either. So if you're missing out on this valuable form of marketing, add this to your list. Email is a place that you should be looking right now. And here are the mistakes that other agents are making. This is pouring that coffee right through the bottom of the cup. And I think the issue with email, why people don't like email, is because people send out boring, lame, unrelevant content. That is what is the issue. It's the content itself. Forced. I remember many years ago when I got into real estate marketing, creating drip campaigns was so big. What is the drip campaign? I need to have this dripping to people, and then we would just, I wouldn't, but people would. I like to think I always try to work on our content, just send stuff for the sake of sending content. So that wasn't working. And then consistency doesn't happen, because let's be honest, if you're going to put some time and thought and effort into an email, it's not going to be necessarily a 2-minute task. So maybe you do it once, but then you don't do it again, or you don't do it the next time because other things start happening. So that consistency doesn't happen. Biggest one, the strategy is lacking. When it comes to email, just like any other form of marketing, you need to have a strategy who you're sending it to, strategy what the content is, strategy of what are those next steps. Remember from lead capture, what are the next steps that I want people to take? How does this email help nurture them down whatever funnel I have them in? Are they people that I know and I just want to stay connected to until they're ready to talk to me about real estate? Is this a lead, somebody I'm actively working with and I want them to connect with me? That is strategy in your email marketing. And above all, they aren't personal and conversational. Nobody likes to feel like they were sent an email drip campaign. How many times have you signed up for something on the internet, whatever it is, and all of a sudden you're subscribed to an email campaign and you know it's an email campaign and you're not interested? So those emails aren't personal and conversational. And I'm not saying that things like newsletters won't work, but we want them to be personal and conversational. So I want you to say goodbye to email content that you might have gotten from your brokerage, or that came in a CRM that teaches you how to clean your kitchen with vinegar, that reminds people, hey, I'm in real estate, in case you forgot. Those overly salesy emails just so we're sending emails. I want you to forget they ever existed. We want modern emails that engage people at the right time. That is key. And when we are consistent with our marketing, consistent with an email newsletter, we are engaging the right people at the right time. And it starts with something that's a little unsexy, and that is database management. So I have actually sat on the national advisory committees for 2 of the largest real estate CRMs. I am very familiar with real estate CRMs, and I've helped a lot of agents over the years get started with CRMs and continue to work on CRMs. And what I find usually is people get their lists together, they upload it into their CRM when they first get started, and then they don't ever do it again. Or maybe they do it once or twice more in their year because people are reminding them. If you're going to do this and do it right, we want to always be growing that list for you, growing potential opportunities for connections. So start by getting everyone that you know organized in a list. So this would be like an Excel or CSV file. You've got your past customers, your friends, your family, everybody, sphere. I would also add an extra column in there. Most systems let you categorize people. Sometimes it'll be like past seller, past buyer. I want you to add a column there with notes, exactly how that connection happened, because that's valuable marketing information you can use later. And then make a point to add people regularly. So maybe an action item you can add for yourself right now is to make a monthly task to add people to that list. Did you meet somebody yesterday? Are you working with a new customer this week? Have you met a new vendor that could connect you to other people? Get them in your database. And then I'm actually starting with the database before we're going into the CRM or email provider. And when it comes to tech, my big philosophy, and remember, I'm a former chief marketing and tech officer. My biggest tip for tech is to choose a tool that you will actually use. If you're going to use a tool that has all the bells and whistles and you're going to take advantage of all the bells and whistles, by all means do that. But if you're somebody who gets overwhelmed, you just want it to be easy, in and out, and be done with it, you don't want to watch a ton of training videos, then choose a tool that works for you. So since I started the marketing suite, I am so happy with MailChimp, and that's what I recommend for people for easy email marketing. It's not a database management system, but it is an email provider, an email marketing system. And I like it because I'm going to show you some template examples, but you can also use it for free, which is huge. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be doing email marketing, and you can just sign up for a free account. My next big tip, and I've been doing this for many years, I don't know how many email real estate newsletters I've sent out. I would say maybe 1,000-ish or more. I know that sounds like a lot, but I've done so many for so many different markets, different people I've worked with. So I have a lot of experience. And one of my best tips is that you should choose what I like to call a newsletter day. And this helps you with consistency. So you say, okay, first Tuesday of the month, the second Thursday, the last Saturday, I don't care what day it is, but that is always your newsletter day. And what that does is it holds you accountable, so you're more likely to do it. So it's August 11th. Maybe next Thursday could be your email day. That gives you a week to get it done. And then when you start emailing regularly at that cadence, then the people who are receiving that content that they're enjoying, they're expecting it. That's a big part of marketing, is creating those expectations. You talk about creating expectations for your customers on the sales side. If you've ever had any sales training like that, it works the same for marketing. And then step 4, at the end of the day, do not ever do anything with your marketing just for the sake of doing it. Don't film a video just because you feel like you have to film a video. Don't create a website because you have to create a website. We always have purpose and reason behind everything we're doing. The same with your email. We want to fill that email with great content, because remember, that goal is to build relationships. This is conversational marketing. So we want to make sure that we are sending emails that you would want to receive, that you would find interesting, that you would say, hey, that has some info in there that I like to look at every month. So to help you along the way, I have 3 areas that you can focus on in your newsletter. And you can put all 3 of these in one newsletter. I like to start with local spotlight, for the home, and real estate news. And I will tell you why each one works and some ideas for it. So local spotlight, there are going to be people that you're going to want to stay connected with that might not have an immediate real estate need. Maybe you sold them a house last month, 2 years ago. They maybe aren't ready to make another purchase or sale, but maybe they can refer people to you, or maybe they want to buy or sell from you in 5 years. So we want to keep them interested. And local community related content is something that people find interesting. It's very relevant, and it also builds your brand in your local market. So what's going on in your community? What are the developments? What are some more personal ways that you can share what's going on? Last month we did, or maybe in this month's, how to explore this area in 24 hours. Here are my best tips. So that's a little bit different than saying, here are the events going on in this weekend. We can get even more personal and creative and keep it interesting for our readers. And this also encourages conversations, because you can ask questions and say, hey, did you know, or have you done this? I did this last week and this is what I thought. Have you tried it out? We're trying to encourage conversation. We're not just speaking to people, we're speaking with them. You can also include content I like to call for the home. This is that HGTV inspired content, but it's also very bingeable. This is the type of stuff that you see on social, the pretty decor, home inspiration, home hacks. And why this works is it ties into real estate. Maybe it's an architectural trend. Maybe it's a tip to improve the ROI from an upgrade. It ties into real estate without being annoying. You don't have to constantly be screaming in everyone's face that you're in real estate. We can create your brand in a way that's more approachable and makes more of an impact. And then finally, real estate news. As we talked about in the beginning, a lot of people have a lot of questions about the real estate market. You're that trusted source of info, not the Google results that we saw last time. So provide information to people, whether they are thinking about having a real estate need in the future, they're actively preparing, they're a current homeowner and they want to be more informed, and you are that real estate advisor. Or maybe they're a lead and we want to help them. We want to nurture that lead along, get them down the sales funnel to where they're more ready to work with you. Real estate news content works that way. It just has to be content that people are interested in, and it has to be digestible to them. If you just throw some charts in there that you get from your MLS, that people are just going to glaze their eyes, are going to glaze over that and not be as interested. We need to think about them, speak in their language, and be there for the relationship. So I'm going to show you some examples of email newsletters. Now, this is an email, actually a newsletter template preview from the marketing suite. And this is the July newsletter. And this is the top of the newsletter. You see it says July in insert area. So that would say July in Orlando. So it's timely and it's hyper local. It's also conversational. It's not, just throwing something at somebody. We're actually having a conversation. So I'm going to read this to you. I have to get closer because I don't have great vision, even with context. It says, we're officially at the halfway point of the year where the days are longer, but not always lazier. I've been especially busy with today's real estate market and trying to soak up as much of summer as I can. Can you relate to a similar balancing act? Very conversational. So in this month's newsletter, we're talking about it all. What's changing in the market, local spots to check out, and home decor tips to try out. So it's very conversational. Do people know that this was sent to them and other people? Yes, it's obviously, an email newsletter, but it's more personal. It sounds like it could come from you and that they want to engage back. When I think about email marketing success stories, one of my favorite things that happens with email marketing is when people respond to you, or when they say to you, you see them, you call them, hey, I've been getting your newsletters. I really enjoyed that. Or they email you back and ask a question or respond to you. That's huge. Another section of that newsletter can be the real estate news section. Like I mentioned earlier, as we have said time and time again on this training, people want to know what is going on. So this says, is the real estate market shifting? This one doesn't have any graphs or anything like that. It's just talking in natural conversational language. It's addressing people's concerns. It says, with rising interest rates, concerns for affordability, and inflation, we're entering a different market than we saw recently. Most real estate economists and experts are not predicting a crash that many people fear, possibly a leveling of the market. This was July's newsletter, just to let you know. Today's conditions are much different than 2008. But what does this mean for you? Do you see how that's a little bit different? We are recognizing that people are seeing things going on with the economy. They're seeing things with inflation. They're experiencing that themselves. So I think a big mistake agents make when it comes to real estate content is they just say, now is the time to buy. Now is the time to sell. Yes, it's hot. And if you're constantly saying why it's a good time to buy or sell, even if it is, all people are hearing is sales. We need to be sharing what they're interested in, what their concerns are. And then it goes on to say, if you're a seller, here's what it means for you. If you're a buyer, here's what it means for you. So this is longer copy than we have in other templates. This month for August, it was actually very similar to that social media post I shared with you, where it is graphics and it has the market data, but it also goes into what it means. Oh, Megan, can you close that little pop-up for me? So it addresses that topic and it explains what it means. We also have a section for your home. Remember, bingeable, easy content. So this one features a trending idea, vintage, cool decor inspo. So we are staying on top of it. We're staying relevant. And it's also actually repurposing what they see on social. So remember, I'm sharing you examples from the marketing suite so that you can see examples that work and why they work. But this also ties back with a really fun reel that they had for vintage cool home decor, a ready to share reel. So it's reinforcing, and I'm a big proponent of repurposing content. So smart. So if you're creating your own content, how can you repurpose it? And when you reinforce the same messages, that helps with your marketing, helps with your branding, and you do it in different ways. So this one has the tips for how to get that vintage cool decor with photos versus just the reel. And then it has a closing. Everything with marketing should have a closing, even if it's just a little caption. We don't want to leave people hanging. So why this one works is that it's genuine, but it's also not shy about sparking more conversations, getting people to reach out with you. I don't want you to think that I said in this training, do not ask for business. That is not the case at all. We are strategic with how we do that so people don't tune you out. So this is a PS. It's a little PS. It says, I hope you enjoyed August's email and I'll see you next month. Remember, expectation. P.S. Please consider me your trusted real estate advisor. I'm here to answer questions you might have about the market or to discuss your unique needs. I'd be happy to share data that I have access to as a realtor and chat about any real estate topics on your mind. Coffee is on me. So casual. Coffee's on me. And hey, maybe they take you up on that, and that could be a potential opportunity for you. It also says share data that I have access to as a realtor. So very subtly saying, hey, you're not going to find this information on Zillow. And at the very end, it also has branding for you, but it's conversational. It's encouraging that next step. Email marketing does work to build relationships when you have a strategy behind it. So, I took you through the steps, getting your database ready, doing that regularly, having the newsletter day. And then when we go to send out your content, the content is strategic while being conversational and engaging. And lastly, because I have a lot of little ideas and tips for you guys, I don't want you to forget social as a way for conversational marketing. Use social to be social. Social media has changed so much. We often forget that the primary goal of social was to be social with social. So conversational marketing happens on social. And if you want engagement, you want people to comment, you want them to reach out to you, then you have to give that same back. You have to give engagement. So what I would recommend you do, so if you are in the carpool line today or tomorrow, you're waiting to pick up your prescription from the pharmacy, you're sitting waiting for your buyer to show up at a showing, I want you to replace 5 to 10 minutes of mindless scrolling with purposeful conversations. Instead of just liking things, I want you to write thoughtful comments on people's posts. I want you to actually get in there and have conversations, DM them. A lot of people are going back to school right now. I bet your sphere, people who could be potential buyers or sellers, maybe people in your neighborhood you don't really know yet. You can be having conversations with these people you're connected to. You can send them over in DM and say, hey, I see that you're getting ready to go back to school. It looks like you've had a busy summer. How's everything going? Just start a natural conversation. Be social on social because conversations lead to closings. It's easy, it's low hanging fruit that you can do right now. It's not going to take any extra training. You don't have to come up with some kind of content. You can do it right now, and it's a way to build relationships. Now, the third part of the 3-part strategy is modern prospecting. So prospecting is focusing on actively generating new business. You know this. Prospecting is not a new concept. Modern prospecting, again, focuses on digital approaches. So how can we be more efficient, more modern, and actually go out there to get business? So I want you to always be implementing some modern prospecting, and it works today because we're doing it digitally, we're doing it modern, and we are where the people are, and it's more relevant to today's customer. You can also get really creative with it, whether it's video marketing, whether it's your website, and you can use your time more efficiently. It takes a lot of time to do some of the more traditional real estate marketing avenues. They might work, but they sometimes take more time. Cold calling, that takes a really long time. Hosting events, that takes a really long time. Networking, that takes a long time. You can be more efficient with more modern marketing ideas. And one of the big things is you are more likely to do it if you enjoy it. If you have some marketing task on your list and you don't like to do it, you know what? You're not going to do it. You're going to say, oh, God, didn't get to it today. I was too busy. Or, oh, you know what? I'm just going to do that tomorrow. And then you know what? You're never going to do it because you don't enjoy doing it. I wouldn't be here talking to you guys if I didn't enjoy doing these live trainings and showing up and sharing information with you. I wouldn't do my podcast if I didn't enjoy doing it. So find what you enjoy doing so that you can be consistent with it. There's no reason why your marketing has to be this painful, awful experience. Your marketing should be an empowering opportunity. And we want to do it because we don't want to wait for business to come to you. And you can start by getting strategic on social to attract new business. We can do prospecting on social. So now on this screen, I have 4 real estate posts, and they're posts that you might have seen before in the past. You might have even shared them. I want you to take a look at them and let me know what you think isn't working. So the first post, it's bright red, very bold, and it says, sold is my favorite 4-letter word. Like, oh, that's real cheeky. The next one is, I'm a realtor, ask me for my card. This one was really popular like 2 or 3 years ago. YOLO, you only list once when you list with me. And then my favorite, this guy sells real estate, got referrals. You're asking for referrals. So how could we make these posts better? Well, one of the things that really pops out to me about these posts is that they are focused on the agent. They're not focused on the customer, helping the customer, forming connections. YOLO, got referrals, sold is my favorite 4-letter word. We want you to be authentic. We want it to be you. Nothing about any of these posts, because they're all just very bright, kind of in your face posts, makes it seem like it's an authentic connection. Well, somebody on my last training actually said that these posts are kind of cheesy. And if you've ever shared any of these posts, hey, nothing, I'm not knocking you, but I want you to be better. So instead, I want you to use social strategically. And we start by using sales focused posts sparingly, because we don't want people to tune us out. If you're constantly selling and hard selling, people are going to tune you out. Instead, if they are engaging with you, forming that relationship, when you go to sell, you are going to have better conversions. We also want you to be authentic. Remember, we talked in the beginning, branding. We want you to be authentic and always come from a place of value. Coming from a place of value with your marketing makes marketing a lot easier, because people are already trusting you. They already know to come to you. They want to work with you. They are attracted to you like a magnet. You are not convincing them to work with you. And they also have a solid call to action. So, YOLO, you only list once with me. Okay, I saw that post. Let's say I'm a potential customer. What do I do next? Probably nothing. Maybe I like it, maybe I won't, but I'm going to move on with my life. When we think about social media content, I want people to look at your content and then know what's next. Maybe what's next is just to encourage a conversation, to get that engagement, but maybe it's more strategic. Remember, we're at modern prospecting right now. What makes sense here for that post? Is this post a post for somebody who is actively ready to buy and sell? That would mean they're more at the bottom of the sales funnel, or at the top of the sales funnel. They're just thinking about buying and selling. They're just thinking about buying or selling. They're seeing what's going on in the market. They're not sure. Right now, at this moment, they're probably not going to pick up the phone and call you. So what is the logical next step for them? What is the most likely thing to happen where you can start having conversations with them? And then further down the sales funnel, they're more interested. They are looking to get to know you. They're ready to start working with you. Then we can have things like reach out to me, or to schedule a showing, for example. If it's a listing, that's probably further down the sales funnel. So when you're looking at posts and we're thinking about how can I take this post and generate business, also look at the post and say, okay, the person who's going to engage with this, where are they at in their real estate journey? Not every post has to be for everybody. I think that's key advice a lot of people forget. And when you build your trust over time, we can be more strategic when you're asking for business. So this is an example. This was a post. I believe this was in last month's content for the marketing suite, and we're always creating content. So this was last month, and it says, "Is the real estate market shifting?" It's actually a very pretty graphic. Grabs your eyes. It says, "Is the real estate market shifting?" It has a really pretty picture of a home. And then underneath it, I'm going to share with you what the call to action was at the bottom. So it had a much longer caption because we're answering the question, is the real estate market shifting? But it ends with, while it's incredibly important to monitor market trends, it's equally important to have a conversation about your unique circumstances. So DM me and let's chat about your real estate goals and how I can help get you there in today's market. So you'll see you're reaching out to them, you're meeting them where you are, and you're not saying, "Hey, yep, definitely sell right now, call me, let's set it up, let's get going." We're being more human with our marketing. This is another example. This would actually be for further down the sales funnel. I've talked a lot about the sales funnel today, but further on that buyer or seller journey. This is a reel. It's a ready to share reel. And this is somewhere in the middle of the reel, this screenshot. And on the screen, it says, "As your trusted realtor." And then underneath it says, "I'll always lead with honesty and transparency." It has a little graphic. And then underneath that, it says, "Your real estate goals are my goals." And it goes to list more reasons or more things they do as your trusted realtor, which you would do for your customers. I think this first one is so key right now in today's market. "I will always lead with honesty and transparency." Like, you're just coming out and saying that. They might be, not all real estate agents are as great as you. So what are those perceptions that they have? How do you go above and beyond? How are you leading in the industry? And this is the type of post that will connect with somebody who is more ready to work with an agent sooner. So mix it up when it comes to your marketing. And that one, I don't have the caption here, but it has a stronger call to action. I believe it says, insert "contact me here" to get started. So we're thinking about how we can ask for the business, and you can move beyond social to execute a specific strategy to grow your business. So I talked about social media today, but there are so many different avenues when it comes to modern prospecting. And I have this saying that I like to say. It's called identify and amplify. We want to identify and amplify a strategy that works for you. So identify means what's working, or what do I need to find that works for me? Where can I find success? And then amplify that. How can I do more of it? How can I better that? How can I take that to the next level? So this might be a new strategy for you. This might be something that's worked for you in the past and you're double downing on it. We're identifying and amplifying a strategy that works for you. So some ideas for those strategies could be ads. Maybe you're purchasing ads somewhere, but I included with that strategy lead nurturing. If you're doing any kind of ads and you're working with cold leads, you need to be good with working with leads and nurturing people. You could also still do website and content marketing. A lot of agents have abandoned websites, and because marketing and getting people to come to your website was very challenging. But you know what? Since a lot of people have abandoned it, it's actually gotten easier for you. And people, as we know, as we shared at the beginning, are still heading to Google to find out information. You could do strategic video marketing. So last month in the marketing suite, I taught a strategy where you identify a specific type of customer. Maybe it's a seller in a certain neighborhood. Maybe it's a new construction buyer. Whoever it is, it's a specific type of customer. And then we attract them in. And I provided a step-by-step type of content that you would share and even a script. So you can do strategic video marketing. Another idea is target marketing. Now, target marketing is huge. And I can't get too much into target marketing because I do not have time for it today. But next week, I'm actually doing a target marketing training in the marketing suite, and we'll be going over exactly how to find a profitable target market in today's market, in today's shifting market, how to market to that target and how to consistently get business from that. So definitely pick out a modern prospecting strategy and stick with it. You can continuously do it on social, but I'd also recommend adding something else in there, maybe something from this list, or like I said earlier, identify and amplify something that works for you, because opportunities are out there for you. You just have to take that step to take action on them. So let's talk about how you do that, implementing your plan, how we take action on what we discussed today. So we've got personal branding, we talked about conversational marketing, and modern prospecting. What's great about these three components is that no matter what's going on with the real estate market, it's going up, it's going down, it's going sideways, this plan is still going to work for you. Maybe the content changes, maybe a few of the strategies change, but if we are tying it together with consistency, it will work to get you results. So my big takeaway for you from today's training is when we think about these three aspects, what are the actions that you can take daily, weekly, and monthly to work on your personal branding, to work on your conversational relationship marketing, and to work on modern prospecting? Every single day, you should be working on your personal branding, how you show up, how you talk to people, how you make people feel, how you position yourself online. It's all personal branding. And I'd recommend you work on that every single day. Conversational relationship marketing. Maybe you do it daily on social with the technique I taught you of the 5 minutes of thoughtful commenting, but maybe you do something that takes a little bit more time weekly. Modern prospecting, that's definitely something that you should be doing too. I wouldn't just do once a month something. You need to be doing it more consistently. Modern prospecting on social, you can be doing that quite frequently, not every day, because remember, we don't want to be annoying with sales, but you could be doing that weekly to generate more business. Because I love this little picture here. It says, you did not wake up today to be mediocre. You did not join this training today so that you couldn't get better. You joined it so that you could take advantage of marketing, so that you could position yourself for success. And it starts with you guys doing the work and taking action on just these three things. Even if it's just a little thing, it's better than nothing. And over time, it builds, and it works for you. So don't wait around to see what happens, or to fall behind, or to be, fall into that comparison trap where you say, that agent sold so much, has such a bigger volume of production, sold so many more deals than me, or that person has so many more Instagram followers than me, or man, why didn't I start this 6 months ago, last year? Don't wait around. Make the commitment to your business and make it with me now, because the market may change. The market is definitely going to change, but you are in absolute control of your marketing. You're in control of it. And a big tip I want you to take away from today is that you do not have to go at it alone. It is impossible for you to be the best at everything, to provide the best customer service experience, to be the best negotiator, to manage that transaction to the fullest, to be the best at video marketing, the best at content creation, the best at graphic design, the best at managing your database, the best at everything. It's overwhelming me. You don't have to go at it alone, and you shouldn't if you want to be successful. So today is just honestly the tip of the iceberg. And I want you to know that I am here. I'm here at Ideas for Real Estate at the Marketing Suite to help empower you, to help you empower yourself to build that personal brand that is going to work for you for a lifetime. When you invest in yourself, you're not just investing in your business today, you're investing in your business tomorrow. I'm here to help you leverage relationship marketing, implement those innovative strategies like that video strategy I told you about, or target marketing, how to show up on social, how to send effective emails, because look at those stats. Email marketing still works, and so much more. So you can skip all the frustration and the headache of trying to do it all and do it all well. That's not worth your time and your energy. So instead, I would suggest that you get social posts, you get reels, you get templates that build your brand, build relationships, and build your business. Remember the three key parts of our marketing plan that we talked about. So you'll see the background of this slide are some examples of posts from the marketing suite. So get those posts and leverage them. Get a complete monthly strategy and the posts that are designed to be purposeful. If you look at this, you'll notice that it's color coordinated. So I've got a calendar pulled up and it's different colors. They're all my branding colors, actually. You'll see the bright yellow ones. Those are ones we're doing to actively generate business. You see the dark kind of greenish blue color, that is when we are building your brand in your local community, creating connections. The teal ones, those are specific personal branding posts. The light teal color, mint color, that is for real estate education, being the source of information. And the gray color is that HGTV style content I told you works. So you have a complete content strategy. You can also foster relationships with your sphere, the people that you know that could become business, and even new leads with monthly email newsletters. So on the screen, I've got a preview here of the August newsletter and how it's laid out very easily right here in MailChimp, and you can send it for free, which is very cool. And also, above anything else, continue to improve yourself. Take your business to the next level. Be that top producer because you're pushing the envelope, you're challenging yourself. So get a monthly training and strategy that walks you through step by step what to do, that has an action plan, a to-do list, so that you can get it done and start seeing results. So last month, we were talking about that video marketing strategy I told you about. What's a little different that I do for the marketing suite is we have a training every month towards the beginning of the month. And at the end of the month, I follow it up with a live coaching session. So you get all the marketing collateral, the tools, the action plan, the strategy, and the training. And then at the end of the month, we come back together and I say, hey, what were your biggest video marketing questions? Let me answer those for you. Were you struggling with confidence? That was the big one last month. We talked a lot about how can I help you? Did you have a question about tech? Tools, tips for editing? I'm going to answer that for you so that you can be more successful with the overall strategy you learned. This month in August, I'm really excited about this. We're talking about how to tap into profitable opportunities with a target marketing strategy. I will teach you how to identify that by looking at market data, but also online information. So we're going to find a profitable target marketing strategy for you and how to implement that, what we're doing with your marketing, so you can say, this is my ideal customer, this is my plan to connect with them. And I'm really excited about the live coaching session because we're going to be getting into specific people's challenges with their target marketing. So you could say, okay, I'm working in this beachfront market. This is my challenge. I'm working with this market. This is my challenge. It can be very specific. So it's very interesting to see what's going on with other agents and to get that real advice, real coaching on marketing that's going to help your business. Then you can do all of this through the marketing suite. And as I mentioned that at the beginning of this training, the marketing suite is my monthly marketing membership. So I've been in real estate for a while, as I've said many times, and I would get so frustrated over the years when agents would try things that weren't working for them, or they'd have to go watch trainings here, do this there, download this there, get this there, try to create it all on their own. And I wanted one place that was a trusted place where agents could come and get a complete marketing strategy, not just social, but even beyond that. So in the marketing suite, it goes above and beyond. You have your complete strategy, your social posts, daily posts, trainings, coaching, live coaching, and content that you need. So you get a lot inside. You get all of this stuff, which is quite the list that I have up on the screen. So you can take a look there. We even have a resource library with video tutorials that you can check out. Maybe you want to learn how to edit templates on Canva better. Maybe you want to learn some more email marketing best practices. I have quite the resource library that's continuing to grow every month. And you can even watch old sessions. So if you missed July session on video marketing, the month before that, I did digital marketing. You can go back and you can watch the replays. You also get pro support. So this is not just, hey, I can't log in, I need to reset my password. If you have a specific marketing question, my team or myself will be there to help you. And we're all pro real estate marketers. I don't know if I can show you this on my phone. I have a little app on my phone. I've got a notification right there. That is the texting platform for our community, and people reach out to me and ask questions. I had a member earlier today who's working on some social posts, and sometimes I'm definitely helping with things outside of real estate marketing, but she didn't know how to get the data. So I helped her with, okay, here's where you go. This is what you look for. This is a tool you have access to in MLS, really above and beyond to help people, because that's what I really love and what I enjoy doing. I want to see you guys have success. So I have to share this testimonial I have from Christine. Christine is an agent down in Southwest Florida, probably about 3 hours from me. And she started on Instagram with me and has been doing some of my different things. And she started on Instagram, 0 followers. And I don't ever like to look at just followers for success, but she's close to 3,000 followers now, less than a year later. But this is what is so impactful. This is what she said. I've sold 2 properties, have 3 current listings, and have several buyers, all because of Instagram. She's showing property on Wednesday, $1 million plus home from an Instagram lead. And all of this since I first began with you. So thank you. Is that amazing? That is just, she literally, this was from a text or two. She just texted me the other day on our app. So it's just kind of unbelievable to me. I shared this with my husband, and like I mentioned, my husband is a commercial agent. I know what it takes to be successful in real estate, or I've helped agents. I live this lifestyle too, and I don't know if there's anything I've ever been prouder of than how I've helped people with the marketing suite and people who I've worked with at Ideas for Real Estate. And you can look at her little Instagram right there. You can see a lot of her posts, the templates that she's using, and how she's personalizing it for her marketing. So I'm so proud of her. And I just want you to know that I created this because I believe in it, and it works if you do the work. So if you want to join me in the marketing suite, since you are here on the training today, I actually have a coupon that you can use, the code SHIFTING50 to get 50% off your first month. So you can join me for the target marketing training next week. You can share all of the August content. You can send out that newsletter, because we know newsletter works, for $24. Like, honestly, my husband and I can't even go to Chick-fil-A and get lunch for that cheap anymore. So for $24, this isn't a huge investment in your business, and there are no contracts or commitments. If it doesn't seem like something that works for you, you don't have to do it. But if you showed up here and you're somebody that said, I am number one, I am not confident in what I'm doing, this is your answer. If you want a strategy moving forward, if you want to learn how to be confident, if you want to have marketing that works, I didn't make up Christine's testimonial. That is true. She is in a competitive South Florida market and was new to doing this kind of marketing, and she's getting amazing results. So I invite you to join me inside the marketing suite, have access to all the social media posts, the newsletters, the support, the trainings, and the strategies. I've really poured all my passion and my experience into it, and I know that you will enjoy it as well. You will find great value in it. I mean, for $24, honestly, like, there's really no risk in that. What if you got one customer? What if you grew your brand? What if you introduced yourself in a new market? That's huge. This could be a huge difference in your business. And I don't want to come off as salesy to you guys either, but I just believe in it so much. So I really invite you to be one of the founding members, to give it a try, and to see how it works for you. So I can see kind of my notifications, people joining. So I want to welcome Brittany, who just joined. She says, welcome. Thank you for the code. Sophie is currently signing up. So if you're interested, why not just take this leap with me? Join me here as we create a marketing plan that works for you, especially if you said you were confident door 1, not very confident. If you said you were somewhat confident, I want to get you to very confident. I want to get you to seeing consistent success like Christine. She has listings from her social media. She is working with a multi-million-dollar buyer. She has sold and closed several transactions. She started at 0 last year. She wasn't somebody who was, oh yeah, I love doing video, I'm an expert at this. No. She had to step outside of her comfort zone, and she trusted in my processes, trainings, and used the resources, and she's seeing great results. And I want that for you guys too. The market's changing. It's always changing. It's going to continue to change if it becomes a lot more competitive. Maybe it becomes even better. How do we take advantage of what's in front of you? So step inside and join me in the marketing suite. I would love to have you there. And as you see, the conversations I have with members, take it very personally. I want to be there to support you guys. So click on that button. Remember that discount code shifting50. That's a limited time code. It's expiring very soon. Not today, I think tomorrow, because you're going to get the replay video. So if you're thinking about it, take advantage of that code. And I just want to let you know, I didn't forget about your live show up bonus. We're going to be sending that to you in an email. When you attend, I can see, because you had your unique join link, that it was you. So we'll be sending that over to you. And now I want to make sure that I get into your questions, because I do kind of have a lot of questions. And if you have any more questions, make sure that you pop them on over into the chat, and I will be sure to answer those. Any questions about social media, prospecting, branding, let me know and I shall answer them. Oh, somebody said that the marketing suite is great. Thank you so much. Sabrina says, how would you brand yourself as a brand new agent? How do I get clients to trust me with no experience? That is a great question, Sabrina. So I have this saying that I say. I have a lot of sayings that I say, as you've noticed today. But I say, the more you talk about something, the more you will be known for it. You have an advantage as a new agent. There are a lot of agents out there, experienced agents, people that get in their ways, who aren't proactively marketing themselves. So you can build your brand as an agent by deciding, what type of agent do I want to be? Who do I want to attract? And how do I put myself out there and show up every day to be that person? You want to be, this is maybe not the best example in today's market sometimes, but do you want to be that luxury waterfront person who lists homes? You want to be that luxury waterfront home specialist? We start talking about luxury waterfront. You are consistently creating content. You are there on the water with the yacht behind you. You are positioning yourself. But let's say you want to be more in a local community. We can do that. That's actually why in the marketing suite, and not to tie it back into that, but I'm going to tie it back into that, because the marketing suite has posts specifically designed to help you do just that. Whether you're an experienced agent or you're a rookie, there are posts designed to help you build your personal brand. And I really think about how I can add prompts, because there are prompts in there for you to answer questions, so it personalizes it to you, and how you can share information that makes you stand out as that expert. So if you're sharing the content where we're talking about, is the market shifting? We're sharing that content. It's positioning you as an expert, even though that you're new. We're talking about our local communities. You'll see that type of content in there. If you're focused on a city, a smaller area, that's going to grow your brand in that market, even if you're new. So Sabrina, definitely take advantage of the $24 and give it a try. If you're a new agent, it's so important, no matter what kind of agent you are, but you invest in your business. So why not give it a try and see how you start building results? All right, next question. Okay. Do you discuss Facebook ads and campaigns in the marketing suite, targeting our niche or location? So every single month in the marketing suite, we change topics. And I haven't discussed Facebook ads yet, but I am very experienced on Facebook ads. I hate to admit this, but I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in my career on Facebook ads. So I talk a lot, I'll be honest, in the marketing suite about organic relationship-based marketing, because that's my passion. That's what I believe really works very well. But things like ads, I could definitely see us getting into next year. But if you ever have a specific question, you can also reach out to support and ask us. If you have a question about ads, ask us. That's what we're there for. Someone asked, do you have access to the previous calls in the suite? Yes, all of the replays are in the suite, just exclusively for suite members. So you can go in there, and you also get all the PDFs and the workbooks that go with any strategy. So the video marketing last month was really cool, because it had a PDF that went with it that you could fill out to create your own video, and a script prompt that you can use. So there's some great resources with it. Somebody asked, do you provide niche specific templates? Okay, Sophie, I have to say the content that I do, I always try to make everything hyper local. So you'll see a post, it will have a prompt for you to insert your local market. It might have a photo that's generic and you can change it out. I always include prompts for you to make it as specific to your market as possible. So not all the templates are copy and paste, because you're not a copy and paste agent, right? You are your unique agent, your unique market, unique customers. So There are lots of prompts. I make it a point, like I showed you on that calendar, to make sure that you have prompts for your local market, for sure, because that works so well. And it works really well in your email newsletters. So it's in there too. All right. Do I have any other questions? Oh, I also want to welcome Brianna and Marsha to the marketing suite. Thank you so much. Sophie, I hope to see you in there too. I know you said amazing. Caesar said, are you going to post this webinar on YouTube? No, but we are going to be sending a replay email probably tomorrow. It takes our system, like the backend system of this webinar platform, a couple hours to process the video. So we'll send it out tomorrow in an email so you can replay it and pause certain slides and things like that. Do I have any other questions? Megan, any more questions? Megan's my marketing manager. She's behind the scenes. She's actually in the room with me today, which usually she's not. So this is kind of fun. And I just want to tell you guys too, another thing that I'm doing when we're thinking about content is I have the camera going right here. Actually, I have another camera going, and we're going to be turning some of these little snippets into mini reels. So always trying to be innovative and creative. And if you haven't already, click that link. Make sure you grab that code shifting50 if you want to join me inside the marketing suite. But either way, I hope that you got something out of today's training. You're motivated, you're inspired, you want to take your business forward, and it starts with you. You have the power to do great things in your life and in your business. You just have to make that commitment to yourself. Doesn't matter what's going on in the market. Does not matter what's going on in the market. You have control of your marketing. You have control of what you can do to make your business and your life better. So I would like to thank you so much for joining me today, taking part of your valuable time to be here. Check that link right there in the chat that Megan just shared if you haven't already. And I will see you. Maybe you'll be listening to me on my podcast. Check out my website, or make sure you are following me on Instagram at Ideas for Real Estate. Snap a picture, share it to stories, and I would love to see you there. So thank you again for coming, and I will see you guys at my next live event.